What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bullshot Darts. So the last month or so, I have definitely been in a rough patch. My darts have not felt comfortable, but now I feel like I'm starting to bounce back from that, and I feel like I'm a better player with this bounce back because I actually threw my highest average ever last week. So in this one, I just want to talk about what to do when you are in a rough patch, how to get out of it, and how to become a better player once you bounce back. So make sure you guys stick around. But first, it is Bullshot's mission to grow the sport of darts. So if you are new, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop this video a thumbs up, and also go check out bullshotdarts.com. I'll be releasing my first shirt on there soon. The Bullshot logo is the coolest logo in darts, so it makes it the perfect way to show your love and passion for the greatest sport in the world. So let's get into this, guys. In July and August, I was throwing my best darts ever. Throwing in the 80s was normal for me, and having some averages up in the 90s was becoming more common. So I was really excited where my darts were going. And then, long story short, life just got a little bit stressful. So I definitely felt my darts take a little bit of a dive. And I've been in a rough patch since about the middle of August. You know, I did win a tournament here in Chicago, and I did get some big wins in Philly. But winning doesn't tell the whole story. I have not felt comfortable with my darts in a month, and feeling comfortable is what's most important. If I throw a 75 and I feel comfortable, I'm okay with it because I know the darts will start to fall because I'm feeling comfortable. But if I throw a 75 and I'm not feeling comfortable, then I'm going to be really upset and disappointed in myself and try to figure out what's going on because there's something wrong. So it all comes down to comfortability. So one of the things that I did to bounce back from this is I just went back to things that I was doing that made me feel comfortable. So I talk about this in other videos. When you are throwing good, take note of every single thing that you're doing. Where are you standing on the line? How is your stance? How is your grip? Because once you start getting in a rough patch, you can go back and revert to that and think, okay, what was I doing differently that made my darts feel comfortable? And on the flip side, when the darts are feeling bad, take note of what you're doing so you know not to make those mistakes again. So for me personally, one of the big things that really messed me up in Philly was where I was standing on the line. Friday and Saturday, I was hitting a lot of ones. And when I would drop down to the 19s, I was hitting a lot of threes. So I was missing to the right a lot. And I realized that I was standing a little bit more to the right than I normally do. So on Sunday, when I made that adjustment, yeah, I didn't throw as good as I wanted to, but I felt comfortable. And that's what matters most, is feeling comfortable, because when you feel comfortable, those darts will start to fall. So I was lined up a little bit. Well, I don't know why I'm pointing. You guys can't see how I'm pointing, but right now, this is where I'm standing. My arm is directly in line with that triple 18. I never throw like that. I always throw to where my arm is directly in line with that triple 20. So I was hitting a lot of ones, missing to the right, and then I would over adjust by throwing to the left, and I would start hitting fives. So I made a slight adjustment, came right back, and now my arm is directly in line with that triple 20. So now I'm not trying, oh, and of course I hit a one with my dart. I'm not trying to adjust my throw. I don't have to throw to the left or right. I just have to bring my arm straight forward to hit that 20. So always take note of what you are doing with your darts when they're feeling good, because that is a situation like that where just that little bit of adjustment made a world of a difference. So go back to things that you were feeling when you felt comfortable. So this next thing here is when you're in a rough patch, it's very easy to put the darts down because you're not throwing well. When you're throwing really well, it's easy to pick up the darts and throw because you get excited and confident because you're hitting a lot of targets. When you're not throwing well, it's harder to pick up the darts because it's not as much fun. So even if you're missing your targets a lot and you're not having a lot of fun, still make sure you are picking up your darts and throwing, because muscle memory is so important when it comes to darts. You know, just the constant back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If you're not doing that a lot in your rough patch, when you do start to bounce back, that's a lot of repetitions that you're missing out on. Yeah, they might not be the best repetitions mentally for you, but it's still muscle memory repetition. So when you do eventually bounce back, that muscle repetition will benefit you. Because think of how many extra reps you're going to have with your throwing during this rough patch. And then when things do start to feel comfortable again, your darts are going to be better because of that extra muscle memory that you have. So always make sure that you keep throwing even though you're in a rough patch. I know it's hard, but make sure you are keep throwing and getting those reps. And while talking about that, I mentioned having fun. You always need to have fun when you throw your darts. And I know that can be difficult when you're not throwing well. So it's important that you come up with different ways to have fun. Sometimes I have fun just playing against the computer 501. Sometimes I don't have fun doing that. Sometimes I have fun playing cricket. Sometimes I don't have fun doing that. So it all depends how you're feeling mentally. So make sure you're doing something and finding some kind of way to have fun on the dartboard, even though you're having a rough patch. So you can go check out my practice games. I have a lot of different games on there on my YouTube. So there are different things you can test out in your, your darts practice sessions. Personally, I absolutely love the Bullshot practice game. That's a game I came up with. I love it because throwing at the bullseye, there's something special about it. When a new dart player, or when any person in the world picks up a set of darts, they just want to hit that bullseye. They don't understand, triple 20, 60, that's what I want to throw at. No, they see bullseye, they want to hit that bullseye. So there's something satisfying about hitting it. So with my Bullshot game, you do throw at the bullseye a lot, which I absolutely love doing. So it's fun. It's going to work on your doubles, your singles. And if you haven't seen it, make sure you guys go check it out. Go check out my games playlist. So anyways, I'm talking a lot here. Just find a way to have fun. Try new games. Try different things, okay? Now, this last thing I'm going to talk about is stop thinking. Stop overthinking things. When you have a rough patch, every dart that you miss feels like the end of the world. Like, when I was in Philly and I was missing and I was hitting ones, every time I hit that one, I would get so upset with myself. In the match against Danny Lauby, Peter Citera, who knows me personally back home in Chicago, he said on the commentary, Nick is really good at managing his emotions. He keeps himself in check and he just plays his game. But I was visibly emotional during that match. And the reason why is because I just didn't feel comfortable. If I was hitting those ones, but I felt comfortable, I wouldn't have been reacting the way I was. But since I didn't feel comfortable, every time I hit that one, it felt like the end of the world. And I was like, oh, it's the worst start ever. But really, darts is a dart by dart type of game. And you throw quite a few darts. So when I'm feeling comfortable and I miss a dart, I know I'm going to bounce back. Okay, I just missed a dart. I'm going to hit that trip 20 my next throw. So stop overthinking your bad darts. And if you can't manage to just not think about it, just stop aiming. Don't overthink what you're aiming at. And this goes back to what I said about make sure you continue throwing well in a rough patch because it's going to help your muscle memory. So even if you just go to the dartboard and aimlessly throw, it's going to help you to stop overthinking things, and you're going to get that repetition throwing your darts. That's going to help you bounce back and throw better, because darts is all about feeling comfortable. So if you just sit here and you're overthinking your shots, you're not going to feel comfortable because you're getting too emotional over those darts you miss. If you stop aiming and just keep throwing and trying new things and trying to figure out what's wrong, the comfortability is going to eventually come back. And if you follow all the steps I talked about in this video, not only are you going to bounce back, but you're going to bounce back and be a much better dart player than you were before. I mentioned that I threw my highest average ever last week, and I went to the bar just to play the Dart Connect, and I ended up throwing a 97 against the computer. Yes, it's against the computer. Yes, it's not, real competition. It's a practice match, but regardless, it was my highest average ever in a race to 5. I won 5-0 with the 97. So I feel myself bouncing back, and I have never felt more comfortable than I did throwing that match. And it was because I followed these directions, and now that I'm bouncing back, I know I'm going to be better for it. And I'm going for 5 tournament wins in a row this weekend for the Chicago Dart Players of Chicago events. I've won the last 3 of them, and we have a double header this weekend. So I'm really looking forward to it because this will be my first competition since coming back from Philly, and I feel like I'm bouncing back. So I'm really hoping I can feel comfortable at this tournament and get these wins. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get in my last 3 here and wrap this video up. Ugh. Now I'm getting hot. It's really hot in here. Some days are cold, some days are hot. Today's a hot day. I don't want to turn the AC on. I want to open the windows, but I don't want everyone outside to hear me talking. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. So make sure you follow these steps so you can bounce back next time you're in a rough patch. I got some videos that popped up over here. Make sure you click one of those. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Drop this video a thumbs up. Drop a comment down below on what you like to do when you're in a rough patch and what you like to do to bounce back after that rough patch. Check out bullshotdarts.com. I'll see you all in the next one, and shoot well.